Hello everybody and welcome to another video. My name is Kray and today I'm drawing fan art for a cozy game that rocked the world, Animal Crossing: New Horizons. I love Animal Crossing so much and I got back into it recently. So let's not waste any more time and cut to the speed paint. Since this is the only art I'm making in this video, you get to see the whole process instead of me just going in with the cleanup sketch. As you can see, there are 2 whole characters. I never draw multiple characters in one piece, especially if they need to interact. But I got the cutest idea of one of the villagers on my island and talking to my Animal Crossing character, so I did it anyway. The one I'm drawing right now is the chicken villager, Ava. I found her in the campsite, and she wasn't originally on the list of villagers I wanted for my island, but she grew on me like moss on a rock. My island is kind of fall or farmcore, or at least it will be, once I kick out Rocket. She was my starting sisterly villager, and no matter how much I ignore her, she refuses to leave. I drew Ava in kind of an informative sort of pose, and she's holding a net and like the ones in the game. I wanted to ground the characters in the scene more so that they weren't just floating in front of a background, and giving Ava a net seemed like a good way to do that. During the cleanup portion of her sketch, I brought in a reference so I could get her features right on the character I'm drawing. I have no idea what order I drew anything in while I'm writing the script, but for the dress, I brought in a separate reference so I could draw it correctly. It's yellow, but I'll make it red when I color it. The beige part of the dress, this part, has a pattern, and during the rendering is when I'll be putting that in. For her hair, I basically just copied what Ava's feathers look like on her model, with 3 little bumpy bits on the bottom and a widow peak hairline. I also added her pink comb as a little hair bit on top. If you clicked on this video, then most likely you know what Animal Crossing is. But on the off chance that you haven't been on the internet since it was invented, then it's a video game where you go to a deserted island with cute animal characters and turn it into a functional society. It's really fun and I've played it on and off for a while, but fun fact, when I first got Animal Crossing, I was so bad at video games that I didn't realize you could use Nook Miles tickets for villager hunting after those 3 in the tutorial. I, no joke, thought you either had to get a good campsite villager or hope autofill didn't wreck your island. Obviously, I have gained intelligence since then. I'ma refer to my villager's design as me for simplicity's sake. I drew myself in kind of a laughing pose like Ava just told a joke. You can see in the corner that I brought in a screenshot from the game that I took on my Switch. My outfit is supposed to look like a farmer getup. I got it pretty early game when a friend was starting a new save and a bunch of us got together and just auctioned off all of her stuff. I told myself I would change it once I found better clothes, but I got attached and now it's just my permanent outfit. Also, I would like to draw attention to the fact that there are 4 hands in this picture and a grand total of a 1 has a thumb. I am not opposed to breaking anatomy rules and ignoring the thumb when I'm drawing hands, because hands are impossible to draw, as anybody knows. And because my art is really stylized, it doesn't look odd. Honestly, people say learn the rules before you break them when it comes to art, and I never learned the rules, and am I any worse off? Well, I don't know what y'all's answers were, but I think I just did just fine. During my personal art, I've been playing around with the settings on my line art brush. By the way, I did not make this brush. I downloaded it and some other brushes I really like from a website called procreatebrushes.work. The pack I downloaded is called Creative Artist by Rex, if I am not mistaken, and it is free. But I have played around with the settings on the line art brush quite a bit. I also decided in this stage to wait on adding my scribbly line art shadows until after I finish rendering, and actually I forgot to record it, but it's because I want the shading to dictate where I put the shadows, and not the other way around. It's fine to do the scribbly ones first for simple lighting, but I really wanted to push the rendering this time. Later, I decide to have the light coming from the right, for that rhyme. And I do my best to make sure I stick to that philosophy. But wait, why am I talking about the rendering? We're not even onto that, right? Well, apparently not, because first I gotta show y'all yet another thing that I almost never put in my artwork, a background. Now, to be fair, it is very simple. I basically just put Animal Crossing-esque things behind the characters, like a tree and a rock. And for the sky behind them, I used one of my favorite of Procreate's default brushes, the cloud brush. I love this thing so much. I've used it for seafoam and obviously clouds. I think I tried to use it for blending once, but that did not go so well. Okay, now we're doing the rendering. I started with Ava for the very complicated reason that I felt like it. As was my usual, I lasso tooled in the color for the skin. Ava, the chicken villager, is yellow, so I tried to find something more olive for her skin in my picture. For the shading, I used my usual style, but instead of blurring a lighter color on the edge, I used my darker color in the bottom of my shadows and blended it out with Procreate's smudge tool. I will bring back the lighter color, but I plan to do it on top of everything else at the end, but I forgot to do it, so I did it off camera while I was writing the script. I forgot so many things for this one. Also, I finally found a way of rendering lips that doesn't make me want to chuck my iPad across the room. I selected the shape of the lips with the lasso and used a soft brush to make the edge of the lips kind of fade out. I used a more yellowy color since chicken beaks are yellow a lot of the time. Funny thing, while I was rendering me, actually, my brother came over and goes, "Are you drawing a chicken lady?" I took it as a compliment. I don't have a whole lot to add right now. I'm just putting in the base colors and shadows for all the different parts of Ava's art. So I want to just encourage y'all to go watch not this video, but this video. I know the thumbnail is not super great, and the sound effects in the video itself aren't the best, but it's only 30 seconds, and I hand animated every frame of it by myself, and I'm really proud of it, so if you haven't seen that video, go give it a watch. Okay, so now I'm putting in the pattern on her dress. I really wanted to challenge myself to draw these instead of chickening out, haha, no pun intended, and just shading the base colors. And I'm really glad I did. It definitely elevated the piece in my personal opinion. I was planning for this picture just to be a chance for me to draw some chill Animal Crossing fan art, but it actually was a really big learning exercise for me. I drew multiple characters, I practiced lighting and backgrounds, and texturing on clothes. Keep that in mind, kids. Improvement can come from anywhere. Now we're moving on to me. As usual, I started with rendering the skin. But I should probably talk about Ava's eyes, since you've seen this plenty of times. I really have trouble deciding on an eye style. The only thing I can settle on is that I like chromatic abrasion on the highlights. The way I was doing eyes before just felt too busy. I like the simplicity of the ones I did here, but there's still something missing and I just can't figure out what. Thankfully though, my eyes are closed, so I don't have to deal with it again. Oh, have y'all noticed that there is a background music? I finally figured out how to put it in, so my incoherent rambling isn't the only thing you all have to listen to. So, on that note, I'm just gonna let y'all be serenaded by the lovely song I'm going to choose. Alright, I'm back to to talk about the hat. Like I alluded to earlier, I usually try to avoid drawing hats, but I did it anyway. I shaded it normally, and then for the hat texture, I just used one of Procreate's texture brushes because I was feeling lazy. After that, I decided to do the overalls before the undershirt because I still wanted to procrastinate since I'm still pretty new at the whole patterns on clothes thing. For the shirt, it's just red. Not much else to say. I will definitely try to add patterns to things in this way in the future. It adds lots of depth and detail to parts of my art that I have always thought could use more of that. Obviously, the actual picture will look a bit different to this since I forgot so much until after I was finished recording. But why don't I let you decide for yourselves if the picture is good right now? I legit think this turned out super good. I had so much art block while trying to draw this, and even considered scrapping the whole video and just doing something else. But I'm really glad I stuck with this, and I love how Ava looks in my style. She's such a cute villager in the game. But let me know if you think I did her justice. I think I did. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I have big plans for the next few videos, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see those. And hey, while you're down there with all the buttons and stuff, why don't you like the video if you enjoyed and comment all your thoughts down there too. And with all that said, have a great day, everybody. See ya.